Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to have like a little chit chat type video. First of all, I'm sorry if these videos get a little bit more boring, like less production going into them, if that makes sense. I am getting further into this pregnancy, more and more exhausted. I talked in my last video about how we're all adjusting to a new schedule with the boys being in daycare. I'm working less now that I'm getting closer to the end of my pregnancy. So a lot of changes happening. And then I am 35 weeks into this pregnancy now. And I don't know what it is, but the past like 2-3 nights, as soon as the boys get home from daycare and we start dinner and all of that, I get so sleepy. Like, it's not even exhaustion from like taking care of the kids and being pregnant. It's like I could lay down, close my eyes and pass out within like 2 seconds. So I've been so exhausted. All that to say, there's just like a lot going on, and I mentally just have not been motivated or interested in making a lot of content and filming a lot of things and coming up with new ideas. Even writing has taken a bit of a backseat the past week and a half. And I really want to get back into it, and I really want to stay consistent on this channel, but I just don't know exactly what that's going to look like for the next few weeks as things progress with pregnancy, and just everything's about to change again. And I keep saying that too in videos, but I just don't know what to expect. But I'm a very go with the flow kind of person, so I'm not gonna like make all these plans and try to push myself and set all these expectations for myself, because I know that if I do that and I don't meet those expectations, I'm probably gonna be really upset with myself, and it's just not gonna be good mentally. So my expectations for myself are just to keep doing my best each day. So that's what I've been doing. And sometimes it just looks like not being productive as far as like the writing and creative things that I want to be doing. Because I also don't want to come and try and be creative and it turn out to be a really crappy product because I just wasn't in the best place mentally to be creating, if that makes any sense. So writing wise especially, like I don't want to sit and write something that's like really bad that I end up just completely redoing later and spending more time on. I don't know. I don't feel like I have to be in the best place mentally to write, but I have not been in a place at all to write. Like no motivation, no ideas, no inspiration recently. Today I'm feeling it a little bit, so I think I'm gonna sit and write, which prompted me to make this video because it is Thursday. I usually post Fridays. I've been posting like Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. I'm not putting a ton of pressure on my posting day, but I know that I would like to post sometime this weekend. It's also 4th of July weekend, so we'll see when I post. But I don't know. I just wanted to make a little video, update you guys where I'm at. Mentally, I have a lot of thoughts. I was just thinking about being like a pantser versus a plotter, and how I feel like maybe now I'm more of a plantser. Yeah, plantser. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I was just thinking about it because I was thinking about where I'm at in the story and where I'm going to be picking up when I sit to write in a few minutes, and how where I'm at right now is not at all where I thought I'd be, because I had plotted out almost the whole book, but I'm allowing myself to deviate from my plot whenever I feel like it, or whenever it feels like the characters need something different or are going in a different direction. I don't know. When I was a teenager writing, I was very much a pantser, never had a plan for my books. I just went into it, maybe had a few like big plot point ideas, but for the most part, like I never sat and wrote out a plot. I just like went with the flow, wrote whatever I felt like kind of thing. And that wasn't always the best for me, because obviously those stories would need a ton of work if they were to ever be published. Then getting into this story, I started out by doing a lot of plotting, and it was something I had never really done before, but I wanted to go into it with like more of a plan than I feel like I would have in the past. And I'm glad I did that, because it's helped keep me going with this story. But again, allowing myself to kind of go wherever the story takes me at the same time. And it's brought up some really interesting and fun scenes, or scenes that like I don't know that I would have thought of if I was just sticking to my plot specifically. So for those who are new to this channel, again, sorry if these videos are not the best videos over the next few weeks, but if you're new here, my name is Cabrianne Lynn, and I am a mom to 2 little boys. I am pregnant, as I mentioned, with my 3rd boy. My story is about a girl named Katie who loses her sister tragically and starts having very vivid dreams where her sister is still alive, and she starts to prefer living in these dreams because it's become more of a comfort to her and a way for her to connect with her sister still. And also she starts using this as an opportunity to chase some things that she wants to chase in life, in her real life, but she's scared to. And the part I was thinking about that I'm going to be writing here or continuing with, Katie's in her second dream and she's like realizing like just how real everything feels in these dreams, and is like, okay, if I'm gonna be in these dreams with Aaliyah, her sister, then I'm gonna like make the most of it. I'm gonna spend all this time with her and just enjoy getting this chance to connect with her again. And for a few videos I feel like I've talked about how there's some characters that I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep them in the story because they were kind of there at the beginning and then I didn't really know where they would come in later in the story. Like for example, Katie's best friend, I had him at the very beginning of the story and then didn't really have much of him in the dream world, and she kind of avoids the real world, so like maybe there could be a scene or two with him there, but like for the most part she's not trying to interact with people, so I didn't really have a ton of scenes planned out for him in the real world either. So I was like, okay, well maybe he's just not a necessary character. But because I've allowed myself to kind of just go with the flow as I'm writing, kind of going back to my scene outline when I'm like feeling a little stuck, but then as I start writing those scenes I'm like, oh, but then this could happen and that could happen. And last time I wrote, I think it was last week to be honest, when I was writing last week, I was writing this scene where she's in this dream and she's kind of following her sister Aaliyah around for like a day in her sister's life at college, and I knew from my outline that I wanted to do like some sort of like study group where she goes with her sister to a study group and meets all of her friends and stuff, and then there was going to be someone in that group that I felt like Katie would connect with, but I didn't really have a plan for like who that was, how they were going to connect, what they would connect over, anything like that. So as I'm writing this scene where they're arriving at this study group, the best friend pops up and I was like, oh, what is he doing here? And then I started thinking, what if in this dream world, like it's her first, like the first real crack in this reality for Katie is that her best friend is there, but he is actually friends with Aaliyah and doesn't know Katie in this dream world. So like when she gets to this study group, meets him, she obviously knows who he is, but he acts like he doesn't know who she is. And she's like, this is weird, but okay. And I feel like it gives her an opportunity to get to know him in a different way in the dream world than she ever like tried getting to know him in real life. And it helps her to see him in a different light, or I don't know exactly where that storyline is gonna go. But I feel like he just like popped up as I'm writing. I'm like, oh, then he comes in and he doesn't know who Katie is. And I don't know, it was so interesting because I was like, I was ready to scrap this whole character. Now all of a sudden I think he's gonna be possibly a big point in her story. Still don't know what that looks like exactly, but yeah, it's just interesting. Like I said, I'm now more of a plantser. Is that the word? I don't know why that sounds wrong, but I've plotted this story out, but I'm allowing myself to pants some of the storyline as I go. Yeah, it's very interesting, and I just thought I wanted to share that and talk about that. And I don't know, I'm curious for you guys, like if you have always been a plotter or a pantser or a little of both, or if that's changed for you over time. What is your process, I guess? Because I don't know, that is just very interesting to me. I used to like watch AuthorTube videos about being a plotter, and I'm like, there's no way I could sit and plan out a whole book like that. Like I just couldn't do it. And I was so surprised when I actually did. Like I started reading through the Save the Cat Writes a Novel book. I started like thinking more about my story as I was reading that and coming up with the whole plot of like all the different things that would happen and hit each beats. And I was like, wow, this is actually kind of fun to like plan out the book. But then I was worried that if I had it all planned out, then in my head I'd be like, well, the book is like written in my head and I don't want to sit down and write it now, because I can get that way about a lot of things. I could spend a lot of time planning things in my life, like whatever it is, to the point where I almost get like bored with it and then move on, and I never like finish or complete things. So like the planning process can be really fun, learning process can be really fun, and then I just kind of let it go after that because I'm like, okay, I feel like I planned it all, so it almost feels like I've done it. I don't even know how to explain that in a different scenario, but in this book scenario, that's how what I was afraid of, was like planning out my entire book, planning out all the things that happened, to the point where in my head I know the entire story, and then it's boring to me to write, so I don't ever get around to actually writing it. But it's proved to be still more interesting and fun than I expected, because I have a plan to help motivate me and keep me moving forward, but then I'm allowing myself to change things as needed, to add things, to do whatever needs to be done to make the best story, and it's still surprising me and still like interesting as I go, so I'm not bored of it. So yeah, I'm just kind of discovering that about myself, and it's been really fun. And I just, like I said, wanted to talk about that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna sit here for a little bit and I'm gonna write and just kind of see where things take me, because I left off that scene sort of in the middle, like right after he enters, and she's like, what's going on, why doesn't he know who I am, kind of thing. And I don't have a plan for where that goes yet. And this could be something that like further down in my second draft, third draft, whatever, I decide I don't like and I change it. But right now I like it and it's interesting. So yeah, I'm like just thinking about where I'm at in my story and where I'm about to sit down and write, and I'm excited to get back to it. And that's just something I was nervous about not feeling, like I said, with planning out my book. But I'm excited to see like kind of what you guys think and what your processes are, because it's interesting to me how everyone just works so differently, or even how people think more similarly to me than I expected, like things like that. It's just really interesting to get a glimpse into other people's process, into their like brain and how their brain works and stuff when it comes to writing. But yeah, other than just chatting about that, I wanted to just check in, let you guys know kind of how I'm feeling. I'm still gonna try and be consistent going forward with this YouTube channel, but if I take a little break here and there, obviously you guys know why. I don't know why I always feel the need to explain like I'm pregnant, I have kids, I'm tired. But like I don't want to let myself just make excuses and drop off of like posting for no reason, because I do go through these phases, I feel like, with social media where I get really excited and I'm posting a bunch and I'm having fun with it, and then I go into like, I've always called it like a funk like season, and I don't know, it's not consistent, like different times of the year or different things that I'm going through, it's just like random for me, and I'm starting to wonder more and more if it's like a depression or something. But like I'll be so excited and post so consistently for so long, and then all of a sudden my motivation completely disappears and I'm like, I have no ideas for content. I don't feel like filming myself. I don't feel like editing. I don't feel like doing any of it. So I was starting to kind of feel like that this past couple weeks with not writing, with not having really good like video ideas and stuff. And there's always that like desire and want to make something, but like I said, the motivation and the inspiration when it's lacking is just, it's really hard sometimes for me to get out of that cycle. So like I really want to try and stay consistent, even if these aren't the most amazing videos to watch, but just to get myself to like keep up with the habit, I guess. But I also feels like a very tricky balance of like not pushing myself to the point of burnout either. So I guess I don't, like I said, know what to expect over the next few weeks. I don't know what to expect from myself after having the baby. I don't know. I feel like with my first two, around a month after having them is when I started feeling a little bit more like myself. Maybe I'll feel that way this time. Maybe that's how long it'll take for me to be able to do anything other than just survive with a newborn. I don't know. It could be very different this time. It could be very much the same. I just don't know what to expect. And again, I'm not trying to put any specific expectations on me, but I do want to continue writing, continue making videos as much as possible. It could look like posting a couple shorts here and there instead of a full YouTube video, just to kind of update you guys or chat about whatever's going on with my writing. If I don't have like what I feel like would be a full length video, it could be just a little update, a little check-in as like a YouTube short instead. It could just be like a super short YouTube video, this format where I'm just sitting here chatting for a minute, and it may not be 20 minutes long. So we'll see. I will do my best to keep up with you you guys. I do love that YouTube also has the feature where you can write posts. So if I ever don't feel like being on camera but want to update you guys or something, I can also do that. So I'll definitely be doing my best to just keep up with you guys, let you know what's going on. And I really appreciate all of the encouraging like comments and the support and stuff that I've had so far in this channel, because I don't know, I think I was a little bit crazy for deciding to try and start a new channel, be super consistent while being super pregnant with toddlers, balancing multiple part-time jobs, about to have like, I don't know. I don't know why I thought like now would be the best time to do this, but I'm also so glad that I did, because I feel like I have a bunch of new writer friends that are so encouraging to me all the time, and I could talk to about my writing, because writing can be very lonely. Writing as a mom can be very lonely. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I do want to keep up with you, whatever that looks like over the next few weeks. I think that's all I'm going to say before I keep rambling on for too long. Sometimes I can just let myself go and I don't stop, and then editing is a nightmare. So I hope all of this video made sense. It was a little bit all over the place, but just a little chit chat update, let you guys know how I'm doing and how I'm feeling about my writing right now. But I'm excited to hear from you guys and how you guys are doing. I also want to keep up with all of your videos as much as I can too, even if I'm not posting as consistently. I still want to watch and support you guys too. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say again before I start rambling on and on about nothing. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I will see you guys next week in my next video. Bye.